Hello friends, welcome to my channel. So in the today's lecture we are going to discuss what is load testing. So the purpose of load testing is to test that how many users can access our application on the internet at the same time. So when we build any application and after building that application we deploy that application on the server. When our application is on the internet and we want to make it accessible to the public, like anyone can access that application, we have to take care of the load testing. If you have any application that is deployed on your local machine, so you only accessing that application, in that case load testing is not important because there is only one user accessing that application. When we make our application available on internet so that public can access it, that time we have to take care of the load testing. So everything has some capacity. Let's suppose if you see in Amazon, Flipkart, at a one time millions of users access their application at the same time. So they have a very strong server which is able to handle that much application. If your server capacity is to handle only 10 requests per minute and you have 100 users which are accessing this application, you have 100 users that are accessing your application, so obviously load on server is going to be increased because your application is made, we have assigned some limited resources for accessing your application. So it can handle only 10 requests per second, but if your 100 users are sending requests to your server per second, then obviously our server is going to crash. For example, we have a weighing machine. We have a capacity that it can calculate weight up to 200 kg. Your weighing machine has capacity, it can handle weight up to 200 kg. If any person who is having weight 250 kg and if he try to calculate his weight with the help of this weighing machine is going to break down because it has not that much capacity. It can handle weight up to 200 kg only. Okay. Similarly, when we have application that we have hosted on the server or on internet, on cloud, so that it can be accessible to the public, then at a one particular time any number of users can access your application. So what is the purpose of load testing? Load testing means when we design any application and when we deploy it on the server. We are on a starting phase of our application. We don't have any users, no users, public is not familiar with your application. So in the very starting phase of your application, when your application is not very much familiar to the public, what you do? We do testing, we do load test, that we just want to know like how many users it can serve at a one particular time. Okay, let's suppose you have got one server, you have deployed your application on that server and your server capacity is, you have two CPU, you have 16 GB RAM. Okay, you have 2 CPU or you can consider you have 4 CPU or you have 16 GB RAM. So what you will do, you have to test, you want to know like how much load your server can handle. There are no public users that are accessing your application. Your application is just new. So we have to do the load testing. What is the purpose of load testing? Load testing means we want to know how many concurrent users or how many users can access our application per second. Because we know if we don't handle the load, if your server has less capacity and many users access your application, then your server is going to crash. So what we basically do, we do load testing and we just send some dummy user requests that are not original user request. Your application is in the starting phase and no one is very much familiar with your application. So what load tester will do, he will send some dummy load, he will send some dummy user requests to your application to know how much load it can handle. Let's suppose your server is made to handle 100 requests per second. So the tester will send user requests. Your server is you have a server that can handle 100 requests per second. So initially your tester will send dummy user request. Let's suppose in the starting he is sending 50 requests per second. If your server is working properly and your server is giving response faster, that means there is no issue. After that, your tester will gradually try to increase the load on server. In the first phase, he gave 50 user requests, dummy user request. After that, he will try to give 80 users request per second to check like our server is able to handle that much request or not. Let's suppose your server is working fine when you have given 80 user requests per second. Then he will try to give 100 users request per second. If your server is working fine, that's good. After that, he will try to gradually increase the load on the server. So next time he will give like 120 user request. So as you gave 120 user request, so what happened, your server getting slowed down. It is taking it is not giving response faster, it is taking very much time to process the application. Your users has to wait a long period of time to access the application. They have to wait for a long time. So in that case, we will understand that okay, our system is not made to handle this much request, 120 requests per second. Okay, our server was working fine when we were giving 100 requests per second, but now it is 120 and it is not able to handle. So what is our main purpose? What is our main goal? Our main goal is we have to give response to our users faster. Let's suppose if you are accessing Flipkart application and you entered flipkart.com on the URL, then it is taking 2 minutes to get you to that application. Will you like to buy any product from Flipkart? No, because it is taking too much time. Even if you want to open flipkart.com and it is taking 2 minutes to open that. After that, if you want to buy something, it is taking 10 minutes to open that. We don't like such kind of application. So it is very important factor. We have to give good experience to the users. We have to process their application as soon as possible with faster response time. So by just testing, as we did load testing, we just try to gradually increase load on the server. So we found that if there are 100 requests per second, in that case our system is working fine. Okay, but if there are more requests than 100, then our server is not working fine, it is getting slowed down. And even if you give 200 requests per second to the server, its capacity is to handle 100 requests, but if you are giving it 200 requests, your server will crash. So we have to understand this thing, like how much capacity our server has, how many requests it can handle. Let's suppose if I give you example of Flipkart, they have big billion sales. In every year they just have many times they have a big billion sales. So Flipkart company know that like for this duration, for 5 days they have big billion sale going on, big billion sale. So they know that the traffic is going to be very large on their server. They have very less users. In the normal days, there are not very much users who are buying something from Flipkart. but when they have any sale, then the traffic on the Flipkart website is going to be increased. So to prepare for that, they don't want their system to crash. Okay, when Flipkart is conducting big billion sale, at that particular time they know that millions of users will be accessing their application, and in normal days they have less traffic, but when they have big billion sale for 5 days, they know that millions of users will access their application. From the past experiences, they can estimate that these many users will be accessing our application. So according to that, they know that millions of users will request, but they don't have, their server has not that much capacity to handle millions of users. So what they will do, they will arrange multiple servers. Okay, they can arrange multiple servers because traffic is high. We have to handle millions of users at a particular time, and we have to give them faster response. Okay, so what can be the way if we want to give faster response to the users? What we can do? The first thing that we can do, that is vertical scaling. We can do vertical scaling. What is the meaning of vertical scaling? Vertical scaling means we are going to increase the server capacity. We can increase the current server capacity. Initially, their server has just 4 CPU and 16 GB RAM. Now we are going to increase the capacity. Actually, I am just giving you example. In case of Facebook, Amazon, this Flipkart, they have lots of CPUs. I am just taking example of 4 CPU and 16 GB RAM. So what they can do, they know that in sale millions of users will access their application. So what they can do, they can increase the resources of the current server. If it is 4 CPU and 16 GB RAM right now, they can extend it to like 64 CPU, and they can increase from 64 GB RAM to 128 GB RAM. This way they are not adding another servers. They have one server and they can increase the capacity of the server. They can increase CPU, the number of CPUs, increase the number of RAM. Okay, but still we are adding more resources into our current server, but our server has a limit. If your users are increasing more than millions, if your users have in billions, okay, so in that case what we can do, we can add multiple servers. Right now our application is deployed only on one server, but in case of sale we have many users. What we can do, we can have multiple servers. Okay, initially we just had a one server which was serving all the requests. Okay, but now we have added multiple servers. Okay, and this application, this Flipkart application, we have deployed this application on multiple servers. Okay, now our application is deployed on multiple servers. If millions of users are sending us requests, what we can do, we can use load balancer. In this case we have 3 servers. When we have sales and when lots of traffic is coming, we can increase number of servers, and on each server we can deploy our application. So when your user will try to access your Flipkart application in big billion sale, what you can do, your request will go to this load balancer. So load balancer, what is the purpose of load balancer? To distribute the user request, to distribute the traffic. Okay, let's suppose there are 100 users coming, so it is going to distribute the request to among the servers, like 45 requests sending here, 45 here, 35 here. This way he is going to distribute the load among multiple servers, so that we can give faster response to our users. Our ultimate goal is to give faster response to the users. We can have multiple servers. Some requests will go to this server, some to server 2, some to 3, and we are parallelly managing our multiple users. Okay, we are parallelly managing user requests. If you had only one server, all the requests will go to that server only. So load is going to be increased on the server and response time will be very high. Your users have to wait for a long period of time, which will give bad experience to the user. We are, by using load balancer, we are distributing user requests among multiple servers so that we can give faster response time to the users and we can avoid crashing of the server. Okay, so this is basically horizontal scaling when we add multiple servers. Vertical scaling means you have your current server, and you are accessing the resources. You are increasing the resources of your current server. In horizontal, we add separately multiple servers and we distribute load of user request among these servers so that we can give faster response time to our users. So I told you, like in Flipkart, we are able to predict that in big billion sale we have multiple users that will be accessing my application, but sometime our traffic increase suddenly. That is not predictable. In case of sale, we are able to predict that okay, our traffic is going to be increased, many users from the world will access our application, so we have manually added multiple servers so that we can give faster response to our users. Okay, but sometimes what happen, your server is made to handle only 100 requests per second, but suddenly, that was not predictable, but suddenly if your server gets 200 requests per second and you didn't predict it, that your traffic will increase suddenly, so in that case our server is going to crash, because server has the capacity to handle only 100 requests per second. Now suddenly if it got 200, it will crash. So in that case, what we can do, we have one concept of auto scaling. What happens? It is we do some programming. Okay, we do some kind of conditioning or some kind of programming that automatically, if load is increasing, so automatically we increase number of servers automatically. We have one concept of auto scaling. With the help of that, we can automatically increase the number of servers as users requests are increasing. Okay, because in this case it is unpredictable. When we are able to predict that okay, traffic is going to increase, we can manage, we can prior to the sale, we can increase the number of servers manually. But when automatically your traffic gets increased and that was not predictable, in that case we have one concept of auto scaling, with the help of which we can automatically increase the number of servers. We have done some programming. With the help of that programming, it is checking every time how many requests are coming. If your programming finds that okay, the number of requests are increasing and which is beyond the capacity of the current server, so they automatically align new server, they automatically create new server, and they automatically deploy application on that server, and distribute automatically. Load balancer is created and automatically your load is distributed among multiple servers, so that we can avoid the crashing of the server and we can give faster response time to the users. I hope you have got the basic idea of load testing. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe my channel.